I know all you little money-hungry gremlins are all smiling and salivating at the mouth of this video idea, and it's going to be a fun one. Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing transparency, something for some reason a lot of finance channels don't want to do. And I'm going to be showing how much I made 1 year of doing YouTube. I think today's important lesson of the video will not be how much money I made in 1 year YouTube, the analytics that I'm going to show or whatever. It's more of, what you kind of sacrifice when you get monetized. And I think a lot of people have this false perception that life is all good when you get monetized. Fake news. Let's get into the video though.
Hello, I like money.
So I believe once you actually get monetized, YouTube starts feeling like a job, and you start feeling the need to really pump out very niche content, even though it's not very good. Anybody can say that they don't do YouTube for the money, but I think that's a complete lie at the end of the day from anybody that would say that. And I don't think there's an issue with doing it, partially for the money whatsoever. Just there needs to be some sort of transparency behind it. I see a lot of people that are just putting out very niche content that say they aren't doing it for the money, they're doing it for the love of the sport. It's just completely not true. There's money motivation at the end of the day, no matter how you look at it. Money at the end of the day buys freedom and time, and if really enjoying, making 3 stocks to buy videos is what you love at the end of the day, money's going to give you the opportunity to do that more. But the money is really not that good at the end of the day, especially for all the work that you need to do, the emotional highs and lows. But you really do got to enjoy what you're doing at the end of the day. I don't think I could have pumped out 100, 200 videos this year, whatever I've done, if I didn't enjoy it. Even if I have a really good video and it performs really well, I'm only getting $8 at the end of the day pretty much for it, which, it's kind of a sobering thought when you compare and contrast it to other things you could have been doing with the time. But once again, you gotta love it, or at least enjoy it to an extent. I do it for multiple factors. I would say the number one is a potential long-term, potential with the channel that I believe it has. I've kind of sobered up in the last year. I don't think I'm going to hit like 1 million or whatever. There's obviously a chance, but, the potential long-term growth in the brand that I think a finance channel could have, I think that's really motivating at the end of the day. Whether it be just offering me, a solid source of income, maybe in 10, 15 years even, just pump out a couple YouTube videos a month. Maybe that's vacation money if the channel grows how I want it to. Obviously, the monetization factor is a huge part of it. YouTube is literally digital real estate if you come out with some decent content. Now, unfortunately, there's so much niche in the finance community right now, especially dividend investing, where that's becoming harder and harder to do. But I mean, if you come out with a really good video that has like over 100K views and that thing just continues growing, that's literally a passive income stream for you right there. Now, unfortunately, it's really hard to kind of do that. Like you see up here, my biggest video in the last year of all time pretty much is only 8,500 views. And I still do pretty good money with that, but unfortunately, for how much hard work you put in behind the scenes and how much networking, it really comes down to the algorithm at the end of the day, and unfortunately, I've just not been lucky enough to get a video to really pop off like that. And it's not just me, and I'm not trying to get like a little pity party here or whatever going, but it's other creators that definitely, you can look at their most popular video, it's only 8 or 9,000, even if they have good numbers. It's just, unfortunately, really hard. Another giant factor for running the channel still is the community that I've grown doing it, more specifically over on Discord. I'll be honest, it's very entertaining loading up Discord every single day. We built an awesome community over there. Join the link in the description. But it's constant entertainment. It's so fun. And I mean, obviously, if you build up the channel to be a recognizable brand and you get it to a certain space, which I don't know if mine will someday, there's a lot more avenues for growth, through other ways, whether it be like events, networking, collaborations, etc. I see it on a very small scale right now, but I do believe that long term there's some solid potential with it. Now I want to talk about the different ways of which I make my money, wink wink. So with YouTube, mainly it has been watch time and ads. Then I also do have a few people that are channel members, which is really nice, and I can name them off the top of my head as Redwood, SoFi Boy Major, Speed, and Jacob. Thank you guys very much. Essentially, that's basically like a subscription thing where they pay $5 a month and they get access to a bunch of exclusive episodes and stuff, some nice badges and other stuff, and just my priority and time, whatever I can do to kind of, go out of my way and, talk to them, give them, any life advice or whatever, I try. Mainly it's just them going out of the kindness of their heart, though, to support what I'm doing here on the channel, and they also get some nice badges and perks and stuff. I really appreciate that, and I want to grow that more. I'm trying to find ways I could potentially give value to them more. But it's a lot more security and a lot more stable. YouTube ad revenue is just so weird. It sucks. I'm going to talk about it real quick. Ad revenue really sucks, I'll be honest. It's really the highest highs and lowest lows, and if you even get a little emotionally attached into it, it's very easy to. Something that kind of sucks is when I first got monetized, I had a really, really good first 2 months of monetization. Like, even looking back now, as my channel's grown a couple thousand or a couple hundred subscribers since then, those are still really good months. And unfortunately, it kind of got me out on a hot trend. And once you kind of build in those pre expectations and expectations of making, a couple hundred a month even, that's kind of unhealthy, and it sets an unhealthy standard in my opinion, which unfortunately I was kind of, built into. The main bad thing with ad revenue is constantly having to produce out and pump out content that even isn't really high quality in my opinion, and you may not even be interested in. Obviously, you have to kind of oblige the YouTube algorithm. You got to post out stuff you don't want to. And unfortunately, it gets a lot of views sometimes, but you just don't like pumping it out. Another thing is like CPM, that obviously ranges kind of how the economy is going as well for Google. Some months it's really good, some months it's bad. I don't know how much of an impact it's really had. I don't pay too much attention to that. The most correlation is really how many views you get on your videos. But I mean, I'll say this, it is a lot easier to produce and post out stuff when you are getting paid a lot more and your views are doing really well. It can be shitty content, but if you're getting views on it and people are, positively receiving it, it's a lot easier to post it out. When times right now for the channel, I've kind of stopped putting that stuff out and putting stuff out that I want to produce right now. And it's not doing really good, I'll be honest. I'll talk about it at the end. And lastly, you get money from sponsorships. Now, I've been blessed and lucky enough to have a sponsor on the channel so far, and hopefully we're working for something in the future, but I've now gotten multiple offers from companies and businesses, which is really humbling at the end of the day. I can also appreciate that a lot more because unlike YouTube ad revenue, which is so inconsistent, and the YouTube algorithm can absolutely butt and screw you over in so many ways, it's stupid at the end of the day how the algorithm works. It's really inconsistent, and I can't believe some people actually rely on like the algorithm and ad revenue to live off of it, which is absolutely insane to me. Sponsors are really nice because it really gives you a steady stream of income. You get to work with some businesses and work with some companies and really help them grow their brand. It's really nice at the end of the day. I can't disclose how much the sponsors actually pay me, but I'll just say it's about what I get in a month of YouTube average. It's really nice though, and it gives you a little bit of security if you want to take a couple days off making videos. It's something really nice, and it's also one of the motivating factors on trying to grow the channel continuously. Obviously the bigger subscriber count you get, you're more likely to get more sponsorship offers. It's just really nice, and I'm blessed to have it at the end of the day. And I also make a little bit from merch. Now, this has really been slowing down recently, but I've made about like $40, $50 from it. It's nothing to really write home about. It's more something that the fans can get. I don't make crazy profits on it as well. I only get like $4 or $5 per sale, but it's something nice. I can plug it occasionally, and it's fun. Alright, grand reveal. Over the last year, I made $1,177.67. Now, you can see on the chart here how variable that is, and it's honestly stupid how it is. Keep in mind, it does not include the sponsorship dollars and also merch sales, so that would add a couple extra $100 to it. Nothing wild, though. You have to keep in mind, $1,000, it's not a crazy amount at the end of the day. I bet if I, put in all the time that I did to YouTube into like an actual part-time job, I'd probably have 4, 5, 6 grand. But that's one of those nice things. YouTube is very variable. I can work when I want, how I want, and it's a lot more fun probably than a part-time job. As of recently, I've been kind of getting assaulted by the YouTube algorithm. It's just mainly because I haven't been pumping out that very niche content. Me and Dividend Dashboard actually talked a little bit about this on Twitter. How many just like random dividend channels there are now. It's so stupid, and unfortunately I've been trying to differentiate my content, personality a little bit. You have some channels like Dividend talks about the personality of a rock. Unfortunately, I don't want that, and hopefully long term, my bet right now that I'm taking some suffering on from the algorithm will pay off. That's kind of the hope right now with the channel. But you can see absolutely recently I've been not making as much month to month on YouTube, and I haven't really been relying on that money. I don't need it. Yes, it's extra money, it's nice, but at the same time you have to compare and contrast. What I make landscaping pretty much today that I'm going to be doing later, I'll be making around like $60, which for the last month is my YouTube ad revenue. It's just extra money at this point for me. I still enjoy running the channel. I'm not doing it for money at this point. If it grows, it grows. My CPM also averaged out at around $12.65, which occasionally you have to divide that by 2, and that's how much you get paid for every 1,000 views. It's very stupid at the end of the day. You can also see when I first got monetized, my first couple of months, it was really good. My October and September months, $145. That's my third best month ever. In October, I got $98. So, like, it was really two good months to start off the train. But from there, it just kind of was inconsistent. I had really good February, really good March. It just comes and goes in cycles. And I think as a creator, I should be better at recognizing those cycles and really kind of gouging it off that. I really appreciate all the support on the channel, but I'm not going to sacrifice my channel's brand and what it's about all for an extra like $300 or $400 per year. I can make that landscaping. I just don't want to make a three stocks to buy video every other hour just for an extra, $50 a month. It's just not worth it for me at the end of the day. I hope you guys can appreciate the transparency, me showing how much I make. A lot of channels won't do that. If you do, smash the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for watching. Do dividend stocks, drugs. Have a good one.